Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to become anything that you desire. If you want to become wealthy, if you want to become free, if you want to become the best shape you could possibly imagine, this is the episode for you. And make sure to stay tuned to the very end, because we're going to do a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. So you have dreams, you have desires, you have visions in your mind of what you want in life. Maybe you want to become a billionaire. Maybe you want to become someone that travels the world, a professional athlete, someone that has the best household you could possibly imagine. There is something that you desire that you do not possess. Well, how do you get to live that life? You see, the goal is not to achieve the result. It's to become the being that attracts the result. And I know that might be confusing the first time you hear it, but it's to become the thing, not have the thing. You see, the $1 billion won't make you happy. The travel won't make you happy. The family won't make you happy. The external won't make you happy, because you not are those things. You might possess them, you might get to use them, but you are not those things. That's why you must chase the state of being to truly receive it. You see, you don't have a vision of yourself making all this money and being depressed. You don't have a vision of yourself traveling the world and feeling lost. You see yourself having this money being fulfilled. You see yourself traveling the world and being happy. You see yourself having this family in love. That's why you can't just chase the result. You have to chase the state of being. That's where the fulfillment. The result without the fulfillment is an empty life. It doesn't matter how good on paper it looks. And I'm using large examples. Maybe you don't want to explore the world and be a world traveler, but you want to visit places. Maybe you don't want to become a billionaire, but you'd like to have enough money where you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you don't have the fanciest house, whatever, but you'd like to have something that fulfills you within. Whatever the result you're looking for, you have to look at the state of being and work on becoming that, because guess what? You get to do that now. I'm going to use money for the example because it gets your attention. People do need it. It's very helpful, and it's easy to understand in this concept. So if you want to become someone that's a billionaire, a millionaire, whatever it is, you want to have this money, you could start living like that person right now. And if you don't like living like that person right now, you're not going to like living like that person with the money. The same is with your health. If you see yourself, if you have this vision of yourself having this perfect body, this perfect look, whatever it is to you, and by perfect, it's by your standards, whether that's super muscular, super lean, whatever vision you have for yourself, if you see that and that's what you want, you have to understand that to achieve that result, you have to live and operate a certain way. And you can do that right now. Now, you won't have the result, but you can have the state of being, meaning that person that looks the way that you want to look eats a certain way. They exercise a certain way. They move a certain way. They treat themselves a certain way. They say no to certain things. They say yes to certain things that you're not doing right now. Otherwise, you'd already have that result. So you could start doing that today and fall in love with that process. And then you will have fulfillment when you get the thing. There's so many people, and I know this because I've worked in fitness for many years, that start a diet plan. They start working with a trainer to achieve result. They want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds. They have this vision of what they want to do. And so they start this diet. They hate the diet. Oh, this food. I don't like this food. I can't wait to be off this diet. They're doing these workouts. Oh, I hate this workout. I can't wait to go on vacation. I'm so tired of this workout. But you know what? They achieve the result. They stay on this plan. They hate the diet, but they stay to it. They hate the workout, but they stick to it, and they achieve the result. They're so proud of themselves. They are going to have a fun week. They're going to celebrate. So then they go back to living as they were prior to going on this weight loss program. Then they're so happy because you know what? It feels good to live the way you were living and have the result that you chased, but it doesn't stay. That's why so many people, when they go on a weight loss program, they gain back even more. because they were so out of alignment that they went back to their old ways in a more extreme fashion to make up for what they missed, that they come back even harder before. It's why so many people can make money and lose even more than they made. Why so many people can find the greatest relationship and lose it again and again and again. It's because the state of being is the most important thing. You take that with you. You can have result without fulfillment. You can have result without contentment. You can have result without life. So don't chase the result. Chase the state of being and let go of the result. You see, if you say, okay, I want to be healthy, I want to look this certain way. To look this certain way, you start doing the research. Okay, well, I'd have to do this type of exercise. I'd have to eat this type of food. Fall in love with eating that type of food and that type of exercise and wake up and choose that every single day. And then you're living your purpose because that was your calling to do that. When you fall in love with it, it no longer matters the result. Now, the result will most likely come because the law of attraction says like attracts like, but you won't need it anymore. You won't be empty without it. You'll be fulfilled. And if you have it, that's a plus. And the same goes with money. If you want this financial marker, whether it's thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, think about the person you must become and then decide to wake up and choose that. And you're thinking, well, I can't do that. I have a job. I make $12 an hour. How can I think like a billionaire? Well, what would happen if the billionaire that you admire or the person that has the life that you desire woke up as you, because they didn't start there. So if they woke up as you today, how would they look at their life and what choices would they make? And they said, well, that'd be hard. They'd probably quit the job and they'd start their own business. But that I can't do that. I've got this, I've got that. Yes. They would be willing to say yes to things that you're saying no to and to say no to things that you're saying yes to, because they are that being already. They had it in their head, and every single day they woke up doing their best version of that being again and again till they got better and better and better at it. And you can do the same thing. In fact, you get to do the same thing. It's absolutely all for you. Every day you choose to not be that being, you are saying to the universe, I do not want that thing. But if you desire the result enough and you push just for the result, you might achieve it. That's why there are millionaires that are depressed and decide not to be anymore. That's why there are people that have the best physical bodies and hate themselves. That's why there are people that have the picture perfect relationships and families and hate every second of it, because they chased the result and they didn't change the state of being. They took the same longing, empty version of themselves now to the destination that they chased. They didn't realize it's a continual journey and you will always be you. So if you don't work on you, it doesn't matter the external result you have. If you are someone that struggles with negative thinking and seeing the worst in everything and think that everyone else is out to get you or whatever the situation may be, it doesn't matter how good life gets on the external. It doesn't matter how nice people are. It doesn't matter how many breaks you get. It doesn't matter how many opportunities you get. You will always see what's wrong because that's how you operate now. But the reverse is true. If you can see what's good when there's barely any, when you get to the abundance of it, you're going to be so fulfilled because there's going to be so much good pouring into you that you'll be overjoyed, overflowed, overpowered with the love that you desire. So it's easy or simple. It's just not easy. It may be difficult to make that choice every single day. In fact, it will be. There's no more habits. There's no more patterns. It's all choices. If you are aware of the pattern and you are aware of the process, if you are aware of the rhythm, if you're aware of the vibration, if you're aware of all those things, you have to recognize you are choosing them. It's no longer a habit. It's a choice. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying that your choice is easier or harder than somebody else's. You might have to make the hardest choice on the entire planet, but it's still your choice. And if you think it's not fair, you're right. It's not fair, but it still is as it is. A choice for you. How do you know that you didn't say, I want to come to this earthly experience and I want to do something so powerful? And God said, okay, I'm going to give you a hard choice to choose every single day. And then you get here and you complain about the gift you were given to make a hard choice. It's like you asked to be something great, but then you have to make great choices and then you're upset that that's your life. Why can't you give yourself the perspective that you are something more? And that's why the choices are so hard. It's not easy to take that perspective coming from myself. It's not easy. There are many places in my life where I can apply this to. I am not perfect. I am not someone that can cast stones because you could cast them right back. But I am telling you, this perspective is valuable. This perspective will set you free. So we're going to take a deep breath. And when you breathe in, I just want you to have clarity. Breathe in and allow yourself to see what it is you wish for yourself. Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be a family person? Do you want to be free and travel the world? Do you want to be a nomad and live in a van? Whatever it is, as you breathe in, allow your thoughts, your mind to clear so you could have it. And as you hold your breath, just visualize yourself doing something as that version. And then when you exhale, allow yourself to stay tied to that version so that you can move forward in the day, moving and thinking as if you already are. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Now's the time. You've been thinking about it. I've been saying it in my own mind. Tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's when I'll start. Tomorrow's when I lock in my food. Tomorrow's when I lock in my work ethic. Tomorrow's when I lock in my vision. I've been saying it. I know that many of you have been saying it too. It doesn't matter how many days you almost started. You can choose today because there's only ever now. So let's make that choice and become the rising tide that lifts all ships.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you've been listening and you want to work with me, if you're thinking, okay, I like this perspective, I want to apply this to my life, I really want to lock in. I want to have these conversations. I do still have a few spots open. This is for a specific person, so this isn't for everybody. Most of you can just listen to this content and apply the changes to yourself. This is for somebody that says, you know what? I want to invest the money and the time and the energy into something because I know that'll make me make the hard choice. I want to be around the presence of this so that I can truly apply it. If that's you, the easiest way to reach me is through email. My email is henry@vibeabundant.com. That's henry@vibeabundant.com. There's also a link down below. You can also reach out to me on Instagram. I have been a little bit late replying to everybody. We're still dealing with this storm. I'm still recording this on my phone because there's no internet. We do have power back, so I'm very thankful. It's better than most, but it's taking a little while to catch up and apply to everybody, but I'm up to date on meeting with people, so I'm looking forward to the messages. I can't wait to talk to you, even if it's just to let me know that the podcast impacted you in a positive way. That means the absolute world to me. If you're on Spotify, you can actually leave a comment below. I appreciate all those comments. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.